In this video, we are going to start the second property of isms, that is a property of numbers. And so far we have covered the first one, and that was a property of gender, and wherein we have learned that isms, Arabic isms, can be masculine and feminine. So in this video, let's learn about the numbers. Arabic isms can come as singular, dual, and plural. So far we have covered isms that were singular. Now, dual, as the name implies, isms are two in number, and plurals are more than two. Now, in English, anything that is more than one is plural, and we don't have dual in English. We don't consider duals separately in English, but in Arabic, duals are treated separately, and that means, for example, here is our singular ism khalamun, and if we have two pens, in English we just write pens, and unless we want to specifically mention, we write the number 2 here. But in Arabic we have to write khalamani. So when I say the treatment, I just want to give you, so when I say treatment, the words that we use in relation to these dualisms will have to match the ism in number and of course the gender. So for example, if I want to say new pens, if I want to describe these pens as new, I want to give an adjective here. I will simply write new for English. I'll just write new and pens. That's it. But in Arabic, we have to change the adjective and any word. And that word have to match the ism in the numbers. For example, here is our singular adjective jadidun. If I want to say two new pens, I will use, so this is the singular ism, khalamun jadidun. And if I want to say two new pens, here is my two, khalamani, and I will not use the same jadidun. I am going to use jadidani. Okay, so this is how what I mean by treatment, and please don't get overwhelmed or confused. Like the point that duals are treated separately, like we cannot use the same words that we use for singular, or we cannot use the words which we use in relation to pluralisms. So depending on the number, the words that we use in relation to the ism, they have to change. And with that said, now this intro here was just for you to know the treatment of isms. We are not going in detail of how to make duals, and we are not going right away studying duals. We'll first study the formation and treatment of plurals, and then later on we are going to go in detail with duals. The reason for this is duals are comparatively less frequently used in Quran, and also the once we learn plural, the study of dual becomes easier. Okay, so with that said, we'll proceed to plurals, but wherever necessary, I will be drawing comparison between these two so that you can get a better idea and you will be able to relate them easily. Okay, so coming to plurals, in Arabic we have two kinds of plurals. They are sound plurals and broken plurals. In English, we have the same pattern. We have sound plurals as well as broken plural in English. The sound is when when the base structure of the nouns remains sound. Like for example, here we have pen. We are just adding a single letter here and it becomes pens. Book become books. And likewise, we add few more letters. For example, sometimes we add es. So basically, what is happening here is the base structure is remaining sound. It remains sound, and we are just adding some ending letters here. So these kind of plurals are called sound plurals. And we also have broken plural in English, wherein the base structure is broken and some letters are changed or deleted or added, something happens, and that is the reason these plurals are called broken. So these were the plurals in English. And in English, we have the most common form of plurals are sound plurals. We just add e or es depending on the noun. In Arabic, broken plurals are the most common. And how to make broken plurals in Arabic is we have something called patterns. So these are the patterns, and there are about 40 different kind of patterns. And what we do is we take the singular form of ism and we place these root words here in this pattern. So fa means the first root letter, Ain means second root letter, and Lam means the third root letter. So we take these patterns and we just add these root letters in this pattern, and these are the extra letters, alif and alif. And this is how we make patterns. For example, waladun, boy, becomes awladun. Khalamun, akhlamun. Babun, door, abwabun, doors. And likewise, there are many patterns. For example, fi'alun is one more pattern. Rajulun, rijalun, tawilun, tall, talls. Okay, adjective also have plurals in Arabic. Okay, one more pattern. Fu'ulun, khalbun, heart, hearts, and najmun, star, becomes stars. So these are the patterns of broken plural. Now, one very important point in regards to broken plural is we have to memorize these broken plurals. As they come in our lessons, we have to memorize them. And there is no way to guess these broken plurals. For example, here look, if we don't know the vocabulary, we have no other way to figure out which is singular and which is plural. Waladun, awladun, we just can't figure out. It is just by learning the vocabulary you will start building up your broken plurals. And now one more important point is these broken plurals, since they are the dominant kind of plurals in Arabic. Broken plurals, I mean, they seem overwhelming and confusing, especially to beginner students. But my advice is please start, as I always say, to work through your assignments and start memorizing these broken plurals. Inshallah, as we progress through our lessons, you will develop instinct to develop these, to recognize these broken plurals. So just the only piece of advice I'm gonna want to emphasize here is start memorizing these broken plurals. I will be going over through some broken plurals at the end of this video. Okay, so that was about broken plurals. And coming to sound plurals, as I have said, that sound plurals are made by adding few letters at the ending of the singular isms. Now, sound plurals are again two kinds, like masculine sound plurals and feminine sound plurals. Naturally, we are going to add different letters for isms that are masculine gender and different letters for isms that have feminine gender. But this sound plurals, we'll go over sound plurals in next video. And now I want to go back to our previous slide from the last video where we have gone over through this rule, where I have mentioned this rule that non-human plurals are treated as feminine singular. So now we know what are plurals. So the broken plurals can be for human as well as non-humanisms. So those plurals which are non-human are treated as feminine singular. So let us see what were the isms that we have covered so far. So these two are again the statements that we have seen in the previous video. So this is a boy, and we use the pointer pronoun this for masculine gender, haza waladun and hazihi bintun, and these two isms are humanisms. Okay, let's see a non-humanism. Kitabun, this is a book. Now quickly figure out the gender of this ism. Kitabun, I don't see any ta marbuta, and it doesn't belong to any categories that relate to feminisms. So this is masculinism. So I'm gonna use, if I want to say this is a book, I will use the haza kitabun. Likewise, this is a tree. The word for tree is shajaratun. What is the gender? Feminine, because I see ta here. So I will use hazihi shajaratun. Now all these isms here are singular, and this is fairly simple that we are using. When the isms are singular, we are matching the word pointer in relation to this ism in terms of number and gender. Okay, but how about when we turn these isms to plural form? Waladun becomes awladun. Okay, now if I want to say these are doctors, I will change haza this to these, and this is the word for these. Haulai doctors. These are doctors. Okay, let's change this humanism to plural form. Bintun, daughter, becomes banatun, and I am gonna change this hazihi here because it is human. I have to change the pointer haulai. Now in this case, the plural form of pointers are same for masculine and feminine gender. Now one important point, please don't focus on the sentence formation and don't wonder where this is going in Arabic. Please don't go there. My focus is not on sentence formation. Right here, I just want to highlight the way we are treating these isms when they are singular and when they are plural. Later on, we will be going over in detail about sentence formation and everything else. Even this concept I will be going over, repeating it several times. So if you don't get now, please don't worry. Just try to keep up with the lesson. Okay, now, so these were the human plurals and we have changed them to plurals and we have changed the pointer pronouns. How about kitabun? The plural of kitabun is kutubun. So when I want to say these are books, what kind of pointer I'm gonna use? Am I gonna use haulai again, or will there be any different kind of pointer? So here is this rule: non-human. So this is non-human. Plural, plural, treated as feminine, singular. So the feminine form of pointer I'm gonna use hazihi, hazihi kutubun. So this is how this rule works. Here in singular it was haza, but when it changes to plural, I'm going to use hazi. Why? Because of this rule. Likewise, shajaratun becomes ashjarun. Now, if I want to say these are trees, I'm going to use hazihi again. Singular was hazi, plural is again hazi because of this rule. Okay, some more example. Now we are going to use pronouns here. He is a doctor and she is a doctor. So in English, we have different kinds of pronoun like he and she. And naturally in Arabic, we have huwa means he, tabibun, doctor, and hiya, tabibatun. So please note these two pronouns here, huwa and hiya. We are gonna go over our exercises here. We are gonna use these pronouns in our exercises. Okay, anyways. So huwa tabibun. Now, how about if you wanna give a pronoun to this ism here, kitabun, it is new. In English, we use neutral pronoun it, but we don't have neutral pronouns in Arabic. So we are going to use huwa because this has masculine gender. Huwa jadidun. This is the word for new. And likewise, shajaratun, it is new. We are using hiya jadidatun because it is feminine. How about we change these he to they? So we are going to change the pronoun hum, atibbaun. Tibbaun is plural of tabibun. We have changed the pronoun. And how about this? Tabibatun is plural of tabibatun, and we are using feminine form of plural here, hunna. Okay. Please don't worry if this information seems a lot to you. I will be repeating it again later on. I mean, in most of the lessons, I'm going to repeat this information. So we have changed the pronoun, but here, so they are doctors. But here, if we change kitabun to kutubun, what are we gonna give? Hiya jadidatun. See, we did not use home here. We are using hiya, this singular form, because of this rule. Likewise, same thing here. Ashjarun hiya jadidatun. Okay, so this is how this rule applies. And so let's move on to the practice. So let's move on to exercises so that you can put this in. So the exercise is simple. All you have to do is first you have to write M or F, feminine or masculine, depending on the gender, on the right side of this ism, singularism. And after that, you have to give pronouns huwa or hiya. And then you have to change the singular to plurals. And you have to again give hum or hunna if they are masculine or feminine. So the important point here I want to highlight is please write all these down and try to memorize them. Okay, so that's all for this video now. See you all in the next video.